Hello. So welcome to the meeting from the International Longevity Alliance and other longevity associations. So the big International Longevity Alliance movement, where we're going to discuss about connected longevity websites. So this is a solution proposed by Adrian Correa. Right now, if you see this video, it means that you have to jump to a little bit further in the video in 1 hour and 10 minutes because we are in advance, and I'm going to send the link of this video everywhere and add people. So please jump to 1 hour and 10 from here. Thank you. Oh, so I realized that people can listen to the keyboard, so I am going to mute my keyboard, but please go to 1 hour and 10 of this video. It will be the beginning of the websites meeting and also the newsletter meeting. Hello? Yes,
No?
I can hear someone. Hello?
Yes.
So is it, I see Pedro? Yes?
Yes.
It's Edouard from France.
Hello. How are you?
Doing well. I am just copy pasting on Facebook the links to the meeting.
Ah.
Yes, so I am preparing. So you may want to stay here or leave, but perhaps what you may want to do, because we will cut the video and ask to everyone if he wants to have this or this part.
Yeah. You mean you reconnect again?
30 seconds or as you want.
Yeah. I mean, it may be for you to conduct this is easier to call everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind hanging out now and waiting for your call.
Okay, okay, great. So I will myself do many things. I will mute my phone, and if you want to stay, it's better. It's easier to have people already in.
Okay. You with this system you can add anytime. You know that you can add more people to an existing call.
Yes, but I need their emails, and I don't know the emails of everyone.
Yeah. Sure. Sure. But as you discover them, you can add to this call. I don't
Yes,
need to
yes, yes, great.
disconnect.
Mm,
Good.
okay, right.
I will be waiting then.
Okay, thank you. Me too.
You're welcome.
Pois olhas para mim assim com essa carinha mais linda. És tão bebê, és tão parvo. Não estás forte.
So it seems that someone tried to connect, but was discouraged, or Mhm.
Some people are not used to this system yet.
Mhm.
I participate in meetings using this system all the time. I don't have a doubt about that. They fail to install the client, the Google Talk client, or they use an inappropriate browser, or they are not simply used to the mechanics of being called and
Mhm.
answering. That
Mhm.
happens all the time. It
Mhm.
will take a while before people do this in a way that is not exactly like Skype.
Mhm. I find that we hear much better than on Skype, and
Yeah.
also there is this YouTube connection. In fact, I started it. We can have it at the same time on YouTube, but for now we are two.
Yeah, for
So I hope it will
spectators.
work.
For spectators is okay.
Mhm. Mhm. So where are you from? Which
Portugal.
country? Portugal. Okay. Uhum. Eu falo um pouquinho de português,
Nada
não
mal.
muito. Uhum. Porque morava no Brasil quando eu estava muito
Quando era
jovem.
muito jovem.
Uhum.
Quando não é estava, era. E
Uhum.
agora, onde é o sítio? Where do you
Now
live?
I live in France. I'm in, close to Paris. So in France, we have built an association that is called Longevity and Health, Longévité et Santé. And so I have made a sub-association in the city where I live, and we are building an association specifically in Paris. And the system that Adrian from and it seems to me it's a great way to motivate people in the world, just like we're to build meetings. So I am quite often in meetings with other people from ILA and from HILS also. I am in several longevity associations, and it has been some time that we were wondering what tool to use. For meetings, Google Hangout is great. For websites, if you have one website with everyone, it is good, but associations are usually defined by their website. So that's why we think it's better to have different websites that are connected.
Yeah, I agree. Because the profile of everybody is difficult that the profile is similar. So
Exactly.
it's better to have several and interlink them with a kind of father one.
Exactly. For example, in France, I call it Longévité et Santé, Longevity and Health, because the goal is to live longer in a good health. But of course, some other persons may want to have an association called Immortality Now. So it's a different aspect.
Yes. And negative time too.
Mm-hmm.
I am interested in this subject. I don't do research at the moment directly on this. I am interested in epigenetics, which, as you know, is connected with this subject, but is not the only way to address it. And what I do on a daily basis is to train people in bioinformatics.
Okay.
In several subjects. One of them is aging.
Oh, nice.
So I equip people with tools to manipulate data and derive, proactively derive extrapolations from this data And also intrapolations, in the sense that as we understand the mechanisms of aging little by little, and there are several competing ones, you might want to extend this, for example, to diets or to lifestyle changes or to how to trace behavioral patterns from biological information, this kind of thing. So I am also a member of the GRG list.
Yes. So,
which has far too many aspects of this revisited all over and over, and it's, in my opinion, it's a bit of a mess. It's too much information and too less filtering. But it is a useful source of for awareness. But I think that people that are in this area with my kind of interest would like to have a filtered set from that. But I think it's a positive go. I mean, there's a lot of people that are boiling with interest about longevity and aging. I have to confess that I have a special liking for quality aging, like maintaining the quality of life, having the ability of understanding the mechanisms, and not reverse the mechanisms, but enhance the positive ways of aging correctly, and repress the negative agents that appear unwillingly. I mean, you don't need to have a very bad lifestyle to have negative impacts of just living. You don't need that. They show up.
If I understand well, you are interested in the gene expression changes or mechanisms due to some lifestyles.
More interested in the downstream of that, which is the proteomics, the metabolomics, the personally. But I train people upstream, up to gene expression and even gene transfer, for example. And this is, for me, it is a very wide area, but I train people, so I have to touch a little bit of everything. But my personal interest is in the modulation of aging through the knowledge that we can extract from the information that we get. Much of this information is public. You don't need to draw blood from people.
Yes, yes. You may know that there are two people, at least, working on Denigma. You may have heard of it.
Yeah.
It's a project to put information together and try to derive, to infer knowledge. So it's basically.
If I can, I will run a training course focused on that. If I can. Nice. Next year, probably. What I do is very short-term training. I concentrate all the means to equip people with a set of tools that can be software or data resources or a mixture of those, and make sure that they are able, after the training, to use these tools without help. That's what I do. I optimize training in that sense.
So the tools, it is like using the PubMed
no.
entries?
Computational tools.
Okay, but is it like sequence alignments or?
Based on that, but not only, but engines that can use prediction methods on the data, so that they can, for example, foresee the effect of a diet change in the case of aging, or the effect of the effect on in a molecular scale at the cell level of, for example, exercising, or for example, being exposed to sunshine, if you want. It doesn't need to be material. It can be energy. It could be anything. It could be religion, if I want to be very aggressive. I don't want to be very aggressive.
It is a bit funny because my my basic belief is that we know too little to guess what is going to happen in the long term for health. So I trust statistics on people. I trust somehow, it depends, lifespan tests in mice, for mice at least. And when we talk about some pathway or for example, if we were discovering a drug that does the same as sport today, if it was making the heart beat fast, we would consider that the drug is dangerous. Well, it's a bad example, but it's difficult to know what is going to happen in the long term.
Sure, but my point is, I agree with that, actually, with that statement, but I also used to say to people that learn with me, I used to say that we may know little about several areas of nature in general, but the worst we can do is to ignore the information that we have access to. Yes. And not to at least try to analyze the information in a way that is proactive, can make the lives of people better, suffer less, not only live longer, but live longer and well. And if we ignore the information that is at our disposal, we may look at statistics forever, because statistics are only summaries, but the information for us is given. With the sequencing projects, we know about the blueprint. But if you want to extend this a bit longer, nowadays you can look at it in an epigenetic way, in which you see the impacts of the environment on the way in which DNA is exposed in cells. Meaning that some genes are there, but they are simply not expressed because they are repressed by chromatin, because the chromosomes have the DNA all wrapped in chromatin, which is a protein that inhibits the expression of the gene. So you may have the best genes in the world to live 150 years long, but as the environment allows itself to accumulate epigenetic changes that are negative, the good genes can be repressed and the bad genes can be released. And in that sense, you have an accelerated aging in a way that is not, it may be uncontrollable, but it is not for us a good idea to ignore that through information we can arrive to a stage where we know what is being repressed and what is being enhanced. And this modulation, I think it delivers a lot of potential. And we don't need to look at gross statistics to decide whether to eat Mediterranean or not. Most likely we get flooded with advertisement and we do what the market wants us to do. But I defend that there is another way of looking at it, which is through biological information, in which you can get hints on what at a certain stage is good and what is bad, what is going to give impacts in several time scales, not, as you were saying, not only now, but in 10 years or 15. And in that sense, we know very little about pathways, for example. But what we know should not be ignored. That's my point. What we know, we should carefully maintain the information that we know and enrich it with information, extra information. For example, this one about the epigenetics, we should enrich the information that we have in a sense that we can then use it in a better way to go beyond the time scale that we are used to do. And some people used to say, genes are our past, our inheritance. And so genomics is about what we inherit. And proteomics is about what the present impacts of what we inherited are. And metabolomics is about the effects of have the genes active that leave traces. And so I am much for an integrated way of using this information. Let's call it omics, integrated omics. And in that sense, I am conducting meetings that are very unusual, because what I do in that concern is to assemble people. I assemble medical doctors with bioinformaticians, with statisticians, with mathematicians, with engineers. I put 20 people in a room and I run discussions that are designed in the upside down manner, meaning that I allow speakers to speak 15 minutes and we discuss for 45. It's the opposite of a workshop. I call this an unworkshop. And and we ran one last year. If you want to have a look, we had a rapporteur on board, so we have a complete transcript of the meeting in writing. If you are interested in having a look, I can send it to you.
Yes.
Are you interested in this area?
Yes, I am. I think we should connect the dots between the omics, as you're saying, using your words, and the long-term effects, because I have done myself some research in some labs, and sometimes it happens that a whole team is working on a topic, and some decades later they find that it doesn't really go the way they would like to. They have studied something else. So it's not necessarily bad, but when we are interested in longevity, there is really a long time between the short term and the long term. And so I think it's a good guide for longevity research, for healthy longevity, as you are interested in it, to connect the dots between gene expression patterns or whatever is the markers with effective results.
Absolutely. But this is I mean, I have a way of looking at this through biological information, but I am very interested in connecting with other approaches that are not agnostic about information, but are based on other things, like, for example, the compiled reports from people that are subject to certain changes in their life and want to voluntarily replay this information for the benefit of other people. And in that sense, I am, in this meeting, I was defending the role of participative medicine, which is something I have first-hand experience on, because I am a chronic patient, and I went into a group that discusses disease, chronic disease, publicly, okay, with several degrees of, if you want, privacy, okay? But it depends on you. You want to share everything or just one part of your profile. And this is it was a very interesting experiment for me so far, and I share it with people regularly, that it does have an impact on people, not only psychologically, because you don't feel alone anymore. If you have a chronic disease, you visit your doctor, and when you leave, you know that you don't see the doctor for 6 months or a year. And I can report that several other chronic patients told me that at this moment we feel alone. We feel that, okay, now it's like going away from a pier and going into the sea. You are by yourself until the next consultation, unless you have an episode. But this leads to a way of dealing with information about health that is participative. So people that feel this way also feel an impulse to share their information with other patients. First of all, for their own benefit, because as they share, they also get information from other patients, like side effects of drugs, like long-term exposure.
Of drugs, positive too.
Yes.
Sorry. Yes. Not only negative effects of drugs, but sometimes also positive.
No, both actually.
Yes.
and this is a movement that is now over 220,000 people, and we share information with each other, and this is a website that aggregates all this information, and of course they cooperate with pharmaceuticals and they share the information in
Is
a
it
summary.
Patients Like Me?
Yeah.
Is it Patients Like Me, the website?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that one.
Yes.
And
in fact, I am wondering if those persons who share their knowledge about the long-term health effects of medicines, solutions for their own disease, which makes sense, but also for aging, because aging more generally, because perhaps we will be able to draw such information. I wonder if the data is sufficiently good or wide in order to try to see if some medicines could have some action on cataract, on I don't know, various aspects other than simply the disease itself.
yes, I can tell you that the data has quality. It doesn't have a authorized quality control, in the sense that many people in the medical world consider that patient-initiated data is not filtered by the medical people, so it is not valid for studies. I happen to disagree with that. I think that this is not a reason for us to ignore this data, and on the contrary, I can tell you that many people give very valuable information that they give it away and they put it online, and this information is never collected by hospitals. For example, information about your mood. Okay, how do you feel today? I feel depressed. I feel okay. I feel overwhelmingly happy, and people report this information sometimes on a daily basis, and I can tell you that no hospital collects that.
Mm-hmm.
No single hospital collects that, and this is.
For example, yes, I had a very specific question. I think that could be asked. Metformin. You know, many people take metformin. It's for diabetics, and many people who have some diabetes happen to have other diseases as well. And metformin is being found in mice in some cases to postpone various aspects of aging, including different types of cancer. And also in people, there are right now some clinical trials for former smokers to see if they have a reduced incidence of lung cancer with metformin. And so I was wondering if patients like me could allow to see if, even if we start with patients, not with sane, I would say, without strong disease people, if metformin could have an effect on aging globally.
I not only think that the system will supply you good information in that area. I also think that their research team is interested in the subject to the point of creating a study, which would be ideal because they know about the statistics, they know about the depth of the data, and they know about the reliability, because they have accessory indicators about data quality that the public doesn't have. And I think that if I get to involve the Patients Like Me people in my next meeting here, it is likely that I can propose this idea, if you agree.
Yes, I think that would be really very nice. It would be a little the equivalent of the mouse lifespan tests, but based on patients like me in real conditions. So yes.
Yes, there is a permanent record of course, longevity to start with, because we know the age of every member of Patients Like Me. and we have a record of their presence in the system, which is more or less a reliable indicator of their being alive. And we also, I mean, the beautiful thing about patients like me, for patients that are very systematic in putting their information there, is that you can actually observe the onset of disease.
Yes.
And the accumulation of several diseases without ignoring the treatment plan. And this, I think, is extremely relevant information for what you are referring to.
Yes. Okay, so I'm happy to continue on this after the meeting. Hello, Stevie. Hello, Steve Clark, I guess.
Right.
So, where are you from?
Virginia.
We hear, but not well.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, perfectly. Myself, I can, yes.
Okay.
So where are you from, and what is your main interest in the field of aging and longevity?
I'm from Virginia. I'm just basically doing research in that area, trying to find out what I can, and it gets more in depth every day. That's all I can say.
What area? What area of research?
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, I'm doing laboratory work and studying medicine and just basically doing research in anti-aging.
So is it based on animals, cells, patients, diseases?
Cells, diseases, regeneration, regeneration basically. That's the main point at this time.
Thank you, Pedro. So we are going to start in 6 minutes. I hope that Adrian is okay with his computer. I have been exchanging with him all day long, and right now he's not answering. So when you mean regeneration, myself, for example, I have the vision that one reason why we live long in terms of mechanics of the body compared to C. elegans, for example, is that we regenerate. Of course, it's only one aspect. And when we get old, we regenerate less. When a baby has a cut, it's repaired rapidly. When an old person, aged person has a cut, it's much more slowly. So it's as if the regenerative capacity of the body was slow, and therefore we get frail and more susceptible to diseases. Is it what you are working on, or not at all?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
I don't know. It's so many areas. It's so complicated. I'm like, it's like basically, I don't know, trying to find cures for diseases, regeneration, and it's basically got to do with like right now for me is to upping the immune system to fight all of this stuff, to recreate and nourish cells properly, regenerating cells properly. I don't know, it's so in depth, I don't know really how to explain it.
Okay. Hello, Ilya. So I think perhaps Stevie and everyone, what we can do is mute the microphone when we don't talk. I will mute now. Ilya, perhaps you can say hello. Hello, Ilya.
Hi, hi. Long time no see. How are you?
Very good, very good. So I think everyone knows you here. This is a. I don't know if people can hear me.
Yes, can hear you.
So we have 3 more minutes before we start. I am surprised not to see Adrian, so I hope he will come. Well, he was supposed to come, of course. I hope he doesn't have an issue with his computer. So this is the meeting we're having today is a lot. You have so strongly initiated and created the links with so many countries worldwide. And so the goal, the concept of the International Longevity Alliance movement is that together we can be stronger. That's simple, and so I think that that's what we want to do with the website is exactly it. We want to allow people everywhere in the world to be active. And for that, usually an is a basis, and to be together also global. It's good to have a lot of people. We were a few.
I think one person is missing.
The things these guys are saying.
Okay, perhaps I will mute everyone and start with, let's say, Mihai. Who are you, Mihai? What country? What city? What is your main interest in aging? In a few words, not more. And are you planning to make a longevity website? Okay, Mihai later, perhaps. Ahmed? Paul? Can anyone hear me, for example? Yes? Okay. Pedro, can we hear you? Can you try to talk? Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm very cheap question. I don't mind science. It's an awareness for it. And a lot of what they don't like. Like the guys we want.
Adrian, can we hear you?
Yes. Hello. Bonjour.
Okay, bonjour. So perhaps we will start only. we'll see how it works. So as we discussed, I will make a short introduction. There will be two meetings actually. A first one right now about how to make longevity websites that are connected thanks to the system of Adrian, and you will see what it means to be connected, and the goal is to be. The second meeting will be quite related. It will be about longevity, a new longevity newsletter, and this is initiated by Hills, and Didier, who is here present, will lead this meeting, and it will be a way to have a newsletter built by people from Hills in Belgium, in Brussels, in Europe, but also so that we can have a longevity newsletter everywhere worldwide. And so what we can see in both aspects is that we are using the IT to join forces, because, for example, a webmaster in Ukraine can help a webmaster in San Francisco or anywhere. And we will have the same tools for that. If we want to have a page, it can be in various websites, and it can be filled by various people. And for the newsletter, it will be exactly the same, and probably we will find some synergy cooperation so that we don't have everyone to do the same, otherwise we will not go far, and we can work together and each do a little piece of the big tasks that we need to do. Okay, so that's for the 2 next hours. So for the first hour, Adrian, perhaps I should lead the floor to you, and you will explain what you will do.
Okay. Hello to everyone. A lot of new faces here. That's great. I'm going to turn off my camera because my internet is not precisely the best, but we're going to listen to my voice, okay? Okay, I'm gone. Well, the idea today is to show you how to create websites with a tool called .NET Nuke. I don't know, maybe some of you have seen the videos I've already uploaded to YouTube. Maybe, if not, there's no problem. We're going to see the whole process today. Nevertheless, the videos are there in YouTube, and we are going to share the links after the this video conference, I guess. And well, the idea, as Edouard said, is to have multiple websites, basically, that share a common logon. That is, if you create a user in one website, then you can use the same user to log in, to log on to another website. One very important thing that these websites must have is a news, some tool to handle news. That is, to upload articles, and these articles should be seen by the other websites, or maybe not. The thing is that the tool must allow us to handle the details of how to share and publish the news. Okay. Let's begin by saying something. The idea here is we're going to have one only website that would appear as if it is many websites. That's the idea. That's the idea. The first website, the website we're going to use is this. I'm going to type it in the chat. Okay.
May I, Adrian?
Sure.
Yes. You permitted me to rephrase when I hear things differently.
Yeah.
So in practice, what will happen is that we will have many different websites, and they will be connected. But today, in order to do something very practical, we will each of us will do in parallel one different page in the same website. So it's as if it was connected websites, but we are doing connected web pages.
Yes, that's correct. I'm trying to see how can I found it. I'll try to share my desktop here. Okay.
My microphone was muted. I realized, but mine was a red sign muted.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, Kitty, give me back the other headset, please.
So the first thing we have to know.
Yes, okay.
The first thing we have to know is if we want to have a website. I don't know if we start by this point, Edward, about the domain name and stuff like that.
Yes, very briefly.
Okay. The first thing we need to have is the domain name we're going to, the website is going to use. Okay. There's a lot of noise here. Sorry. The domain name is what you choose. For example, we have chosen a domain name here, which is called LifeNergy. Something like life joined with energy, LifeNergy. I'm going to type it here on the screen. Life and energy joined together, LifeNergy.sites.net, and I'm going to press enter, and there we have it. This is our brand new, fresh website. Actually, this website is in the same physical address than this another one. This one. Okay, as you can see, this one is very different from this one, but they are located exactly in the same physical IP address, physical computer. It's the same server, the same installation. That's the things that .NET Nuke allows us to do. Now we're going to see how. Okay, before starting to create a new website, we have already created one, but I'm going to tell you the thing before. This is also in a video. In a video, this is explained. You have to have your domain name. Domain names can be bought. They have to be bought in places like Dotster, for example, dotster.com. Dotster. The domain name is something like an alias for the IP address you're going to be using. Everything in internet has its own IP address, everything. But we don't have memory to remember the number, so we choose better to use names. That's the idea. I have an account here in Dotster, by the way. I try to log in now and show you how does it looks. Just to know how it looks. We're not going to buy a domain name. We don't have money, by the way. Okay. This type of business, what they do is they have a huge database with basically two columns. On the left side, the domain names. On the right side, the IP addresses. That's all. That's all. But they charge you because the idea is that they are 24 hours, 7 days a week online. They have to pay their bills, whatever. So this is it. I have more than one domains.
If you don't mind, I will interrupt you. So if someone wants to create a longevity website, he can, for example, go on dotster.com and buy any domain name. And then he contacts you, and you will give him a website like lifeenergy.sites.net, for example.
Yep. Okay. So there are three big steps. Creating the environment for the website is what we are doing right now. Then we're going to configure the website. By now, let's continue with how can we get the domain. Once we have the domain, which you can buy here, for example, let's say I want to look if my new wonderful domain.com exists. Then I check. Oh, sorry, that's my. Okay, not there. Domain. This is just for showing how it works. Okay, find a new domain. You can find it here. This little box, and you say search. They search for that domain. If the domain is taken, they will tell you that it is taken. Of course, that domain is not taken. It's a very bad domain name. You could buy it for $12.49. That's for a year. We are not buying anything. We are going to log out from Dotster. That's the kind of places where you can buy domains. You have to do something else once you have bought your domain, and it's to tell Dotster where are you going to host to store your pages. That is called configure or set up the DNS, the domain name server. The idea is that whenever you host your domain, you have to tell Dotster or the company that sells you your domain name that the physical pages, data, database, whatever, where is it going to be? Okay, we have we're going to replace the idea of getting this domain, of buying this domain, going to a place where you can buy. You don't need to buy domains. You can create free domains. I'm going to show you why and how. This address, noip.com. Well, these domains have a problem. All the domains here end in the same ending, something like sites.net, like these ones, or point2us. This is very funny, damnserver.com. Because these guys have those domains for them, what we do here is we create some subdomains. We have created a subdomain for us, for our page, which is this one, livenergy.sites.net, as you can see. And I told the server, these guys, noip.com, that the website will be located in this IP address. That's all we need here in the domain name provider. The name and where is it going to be. That's it. We have already done, and in the video it is explained how to do it. This is some kind of mini domain name server, but it's not. This is not the kind of domain that we would like to have. We would prefer domains that looks own domains. It's like .com, .net, .info, something like that. But just for the sake of the demonstration, we're going to use this domain, which is livenergy.sites.net. The last part of setting up the environment is going to our provider, provider of hosting, which in this case is powerdnn.com.
May I interrupt you
Sure.
rapidly? So right now you've said that if someone wants to have a new domain name, he can. Either he buys it or he can ask you a subdomain, and something needs to be done so that it works on your system. Can we now see what happens once you come back to that person and gives to that person a URL, a link, and an access so that he can change the website?
Okay, someone just gave me or gave us the the domain name they want. We bought it, and what they're going to find is a website like this one, completely different to the other one. Is that your question, Edouard?
Yes, I mean, could we, for example, during the meeting, go to lifeenergy.sysnet and follow your instructions in order to learn how to use your environment?
Okay, let's assume that we have completed the third step. It's very easy. I'm not going to tell you about it. That's in the video. Let's close this this thing. Okay, we have the environment already set up. That is, we have the domain name, we have the domain name servers pointing to where it is, and we have set up our hosting provider so that it answered to the queries from the internet.
Oh, something happened to Adrian. So I know the next step, so I will just replace you, Adrian, for some time. So we can go to, so what was it? lifeenergy.sites.net. So I put it on the side. I put it on Skype also, for those who are connected. And so you can open a new tab where you go to Life Energy. With Life Energy shares the same E for life and energy. .sites with a Y instead of I. .net. So can you say if one of you is able to go to the website? Okay. Welcome back, Adrian. Okay. So we have Pedro and I who are on lifeenergy.sites.net and perhaps others. We're going now all to work on also Didier. Typically, the website that you will receive from Adrian once you have installed what is needed to have a domain name, etc. It will look like this. And you can log in. So there is at the top a login.
Yep.
And there you can all use the access that Adrian has created. So here we will all use the same.
Yep.
Test admin and Immortalist. I did not choose that one, of course.
I'm guilty.
No. So test admin is the login and Immortalist is the password.
That's it. Immortalist is the password. Once you have logged in, you'll find a menu on the top of the web browser, on the web page actually, and this is that black area on top of here. The websites in .NET Nuke are built upon creating pages, and within the pages we add modules. That's the concept. Website, pages, modules. Okay, that's the hierarchy. To create a new page, you go to an option app that says Pages, which is expected. Pages, and there is an option called Add New Page. You have this window, plenty of options. Actually, to create the page, you just need one, the name of the page, but we are going to use two options. We're going to set up two options. You can call the page whatever you want. I'm going to call my page Adrian News. You can use the same. You can use your name and the word news. Once you have done that, you go to the Permissions tab. In the Permissions tab, you can you will going to see a list of roles. In .NET Nuke, we use roles, and we attach users to roles. There is a role called all users, which to which every user is attached by default. So if we want that everyone can see our page, we choose all users and click once. There will be
I will just make the second voice. So on the top, there's a menu bar with pages, and you choose new page, add a new page. You give a name, and you say that it's for everyone. Yes?
Yep.
And I think Didier had a question. I don't know, Didier, we can hear you. Didier, you had a question?
Yes, it's now okay. There was a technical problem, but now it's working.
Okay, cool, Didier.
Okay, so I guess every one of us who can, we can make a page right now.
Yeah, it's very easy.
I'm sorry, how exactly you make the page seen by all users? I didn't got that part. Where exactly you have to go?
Oh yeah, in the menu on the top.
Permissions.
You have first to log in with the user. What's the user? Admin. Sorry. Test admin. Yeah, that's Edouard is typing it in the chat on the right side. Test admin, and the password is immortalist, which I chose it. I'm guilty. And once you have logged in, have you logged in, Elena? Yep. Okay. On the top, you'll find a menu. One option is pages. Okay. Below the pages, there is an option called add new page. Yep. Then you'll see this screen with some options. You have to set only 2 options to have a page that is visible for everyone. The first option is the page name. I'm going to use my name. You can use your name. In this text box, page name. Once you have given the name for the page, you go to permissions. There's a tab on the top of the white window, a tab called permissions, and you click once in all users. Because if you click more than once, you get then a red sign, then an empty. Actually, you can type a cycle and you'll go back to the green mark. Once you have the green mark in front of all users and you have the name, you can click on the blue button that says add page. Wow! Russian life extension, longevity et santé. Great. Pedro and Adrian. Okay, cool. Although names very long are not suitable because these names create a menu, and this menu will have tabs very long, but we are just learning. That's cool. That's great. Okay, each one of us are going to our page right now. Edouard, what do you think if I change the skin so that they can see how easy it is to create a new look and feel right now?
Okay, I think it's good to go to the module for the news.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the main thing to do.
Okay, let's jump directly to the module. Okay, everyone is on its page. I guess yes. I guess yes. We and da is yes. Yes, da. I don't know. Well, sí en español. We want to add a module. We have a page, and remember, we have to add modules within the page. Before adding the module, you're going to see some dot lines in the page you just created. those dot lines are the border. Yep. Are the borders of something called panes. Panes. Not like pain, something that hurts. P-A-N-E, pain. Areas within the page, because the page is divided into panes. And we put modules into the panes. So let's add a module. On the top menu, the only menu we have is on the top. There is an option called modules. Right now I'm on it. If you can see my screen. Okay. Under this, you have two options: add new module or add existing module. We're going to use the first because the second is when you have one module already in another page and you want to move it or copy it to your current page. So we use the first one, add new module. You will see an image like this one. This is strip bar, I don't know, strip bar is the word. Well, these icons here have something below of them. A line, you can you go slowly and you can see that it turns blue. If you click and drag it to the right, you move the icons. You see I'm moving the icons. You have to move the icons until you get to this first orange one, which is ECDNN News. Okay. Are we there? Okay, Edouard, are you there?
I am there. Who is I am?
Yeah, I am there.
The first orange news.
Yep,
The first orange module.
Yeah, it says ECDNN News, okay? If you move your mouse to the cross that is on the right, upper right corner of the blue square, a menu appears. You can see a menu over there. The first option says Add to Content Pane. You just click on that option, Add to Content Page. The pane, sorry. I'm going to do it again. Yep. I'm clicking right now. And suddenly...
Perhaps we should wait, we should listen to someone, perhaps, I don't know, Elena?
Yeah,
just
sure.
Where you are, Elena, and, for example.
I'm doing everything according to the instructions. So I'm placing the news model.
Okay.
So did you find the orange model? Did you find the model?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Did you add it to the web page, Elena?
Yes.
Wow, we have an advanced student here. That's cool.
Okay. Who else wants to say? Okay, Pedro too. Perfect.
Pedro is going well.
Okay.
Okay, we are over here. We can close this stripe of modules, clicking on cancel on top of this bar. There's a word cancel with an X. You just click on it and the stripe of modules disappear, because we're going to work in this module right now. The first thing we can do with modules in .NET New is change the name, the title they use. We're going to change this title. We just move slowly on top of the title and click on this pencil to the left. And now you can just type the name you want. I'm going to use, as usual, Adrian's News, Adrian's Longevity News, for example. No more Immortalis by here. News. And you can then move to the right and click on the diskette, or just type enter. So whenever you have changed the name of the module, just let us know. All this is in a video, don't worry. Who's Brian? Brian.
So just to test, can you hear me?
I do.
Yes. Okay. So for example, myself, I have created a module called Next Longevity Events Worldwide because I think it's something that is good to share across websites. And my module, will I be able to share the content with other websites?
Yeah. We are going to, right now we are working in the same website, but the idea, and the module is able to do this, is that news that are uploaded in this website can be seen if we want to, because it's not automatic. We have to tell the system to do that this way. Can be seen in another website. For example, if we had a Russian website and we have a Colombian website, if we wish for any reason to share certain news, we can tell the module, okay, the news in this page are going to be shared with the Colombian website, despite this is the Russian website. Oh, my mother. Okay. Now you can check the other pages. For example, I'm looking at Pedro's page, and I see Pedro just created a module that he called the same name, with the same name, Pedro. Just click on the name, or for example, Russian Life Extension created the Russian Life Extensionists module. Yep. Ah, we have something here. Now I've noticed something. Okay, what don't I have? Okay, we have made all the same mistakes, and that's good. Making mistakes in group is funny. All the way, when you create a new web page, it always put some initial module that we are not going to use. So let's correct this thing. I'm going to show you what am I talking about. As you can see, I created here Adrian, but below there is ECDNN News. This is the news module, and this is the other module. We have to go to the right right corner, click, move the mouse on the edit page, and click on the button edit page. No, wait. I'm sorry. Yes. Sorry, there's something weird. No. I made a mistake. But the idea is that the name is on the ECDNN News, so I don't know why. Wait, let me see what's going on. ECDNN News, Adrian News, and click here. Yes. I don't know what's going on. Close edit mode. Okay, no, I was wrong. It's in previous versions of .NET Nuke, it creates that module, not here. We are all fine, no problem. Nevertheless, we have not changed the name of the module. For example, here I am in Edouard. He hasn't changed the name. Russian, yes, Russian did it right. I knew she was an advanced student. Pedro hasn't changed it yet.
I think it's because we are all using the same user, because I see that Pedro has called it longevity events, and it's what I have typed in my page. So in fact, all that is happening right now is mixed because we are using the same username, that's all.
Yes, because I can see I don't
So
have...
it won't happen, it's fine.
Okay,
We can go.
I don't know. Okay, let's try to open the module and see if we can put it to work. It's not difficult, actually it's very easy. You just go to the use default settings link, which is here, and click on it. Now there is an internal server error. Uh-oh, you're right. I think we can log in with the same user, but we cannot create the module simultaneously with the same user, maybe.
Well, for me, all works. For me, all works, but I guess it depends because we are all using the same login. So for me, I don't know. Yes, exactly. I see this.
Okay, I see the same thing. Let me see if I can. Okay. What happened? What happened with Pedro? Let me see. Pedro. Could you see the same thing on Elena? Clicking on use default settings.
I think that after you give a new name, you have to save the settings. You can do it by the icon on the right at the same level that the name is.
Yeah, I clicked on the disk. There's an icon that looks like a diskette, but nevertheless, I don't know why it didn't work. I think the idea is because we are using the same user and creating simultaneously the modules, and that's correct. The point is that now, if we just click on use default settings within the module, we're going to see some news. Actually, some news I put there from before.
Mm-hmm.
The experimental drug prolongs lifespan in mice, and the loss of memory in Alzheimer mice model reversed through gene therapy. Are we seeing all the same?
Yes, I think so, yes.
Yes, Pedro? Yep.
Yes,
Cool.
Okay.
Russian, Pedro, en longévité, c'est très bien. Listo. Okay. We can now add articles. As you can see, there is an icon, a green button with a white cross. You just click on that. Mine is thinking. Oh, there it is. Once you have this page that says add new article, let me know.
Do we have to fill the full page to fill an article? The page is very long to add an article.
No. Yeah, because these articles have a lot of options. You're right, Edouard. You don't have to type everything. You have to type a title. Subtitle is optional. SEO settings are optional. Categories is mandatory. You have to choose a category. We don't have categories. We will create categories later if we have time. You have to put the summary, yes. You have to put, obviously, the content. That's quite obvious. You don't need to add tags. You don't need to add pictures. You don't need to add documents. You don't need to add links. You just can leave it that way. Let's put something easy. Adrian test title, for example. And as well, Pedro test title, Elena test title. No subtitles at all. We just put Adrian summary here, summary. And we're going to put Adrian content here. Yes, that's these three fields. Adrian test title in the title field. In the summary, you put your name and summary. Going down in the content, you put your name and content. I think that's all we need. Yes. I'm going to try. There is an option to the right that says post article to Facebook. Right now, this is some kind of experimental option, and I think we will have it ready for, I hope, for Tuesday, because right now, I must say it is not working. But the idea is that once we post an article here, it will be sent automatically to a page we define in Facebook. You can put the check mark. Sadly, it won't work, but that's the way it would work anyway. And you say save and close, save and close. Oh, I forgot. We have to choose category. I said, and I didn't do. I don't practice what I preach. Okay, that's it. Save and close. Wow. A lot of things. Now you can see you put news in different pages, but you can see the news. My news is in your page and whatever. Oh, that's a mesh. That's the idea.
I think what is happening is that we all use the same model, and this model, so we are all sharing it as if we were different websites right now. We are sharing the same news, so it can be, for example, the next longevity events, or it can be the next, well, some news like that. So we need to have two different models, but otherwise, it's what we are doing is already working. That's, I think. For example, what is the longest-lived normal mouse ever is what I wrote, and you have it on your website.
Our friend Avinash, I don't know how to say. He has the same question I had. Which music is that one we're listening? Which is so sweet. Is yours, Edouard?
No.
No.
No, it's an angel. It's an angelic music.
Really?
They have a very nice music. Hello, dear Angel. I don't know. We did not have the time to say hello because of the difficulties to speak, but
great, because it actually is angels' music. Indeed.
It comes from heaven.
Yeah. Okay. Now that we have actually been working all together on heaven, because this thing is on heaven as well, the web page. Well, that's the introduction about how this thing works. The module for these events have many more things. You just saw how many options it has in the creation of the article. It's interesting because if you choose any of the articles, let's see some of the longer articles. For example, the loss of memory in Alzheimer mice models reverse. You can use pictures, as you can see, and people who is registered can leave comments. Actually, we can set that thing up if we want that anyone, even if he or she is not registered, and we want anyone to leave comments, that can be set up as well. If you, for example, log out, you will see your page. Well, those who, yeah, we all did it right. No, Pedro forgot to put the check mark on the definition of the page that allows everyone to see the page, maybe, or something happened there. But if you log out, there's an option on the top menu that says log out. You will see the news. That's the view of someone that just arrived to the web page. and we can change that view. We can make the news. We can give permission for an anonymous user to leave comments, to rate the article, etc. They can click on here to say that they like the news. They can send the news to Twitter. They can give points in Google. They can use LinkedIn and whatever. They can share all these things. They can share in Facebook or Twitter or whatever they want. All these things are handled and are done automatically by the module, and it has a lot of many more things. I don't know if we have more time, we can create some categories. What do you think, Edouard?
Perhaps we want to go to some other direction, either ask to everyone if he has specific questions.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
I don't know, or yes. Perhaps Angel first? Yes, Ilya, you have a question. Please do not hesitate. Yes.
Yes, unmute.
Okay. I don't know if it's a question, more a suggestion or something I had to say. I think thank you for this preparation, but I think another thing that we have to think about is actual content, and not just in English, but in many languages, as we want to make longevity information available to as many people as possible. So in addition to learning the system, if we can, each of us think of an article, a killer article, life extender article, if we prefer that we want to spread, that will also increase the traffic, and just think about the most important article you would put on the site. That would be very valuable, I think. Yeah, so yeah. If it's in Spanish, in Russian, in French, in Hindu, and in Hindi, sorry. So anything we can think about will be welcome. So that's all I had to say. So I can mute myself back.
Oh.
So perhaps I will just say something because I have followed, I have discussed with you, Adrian, today and yesterday when you were preparing. So you have made a list of videos, short videos, in order to change the look of the website or things like that. So today we went straight to this news sharing because that's the way to have connected websites. But of course, if we go to the Facebook group called ILA websites, we have some videos that show how to change the look or how to, I don't know, many different videos, and so we can go on. And with respect to the language, yes, I would like to know if Adrian or someone else, you have a view. I think myself, I have a view. It's that we will have another meeting in 10 minutes about a newsletter. And perhaps one good thing would be to have something like every country could have its own newsletter. And it could have a content, if the country wants, of course, that is in English and that is made by Hills or by it would be the general English newsletter that will be incorporated in the country newsletter. That's of course, making a newsletter takes a lot of time, energy, so countries may prefer not to add anything or to add a little, but that's fine. It's the beginning.
About the newsletter, I must say something. Maybe I didn't know. Well, first about the newsletter. The newsletter can be. We've been studying the options. Remember, Edouard, about Mailchimp. Mailchimp, that was an option. Do you remember?
Yes. So we have another meeting about the newsletter,
Oh,
So I
just,
think,
just to give
yes.
a small information. This module, this news module, can work seamlessly, smoothly with MailChimp, so I think that would be a good option. The point is that the information on the website should be in the newsletter as we decide, because not all the information can go to the newsletter, or if it's, I mean, that's something that we can just set up within the module.
Okay. Other than technically, I mean, generally speaking, I was thinking that different countries or different cities may want to have their own newsletter in
Yep.
their own language,
Yep.
but you don't always have the time to make a newsletter. And so one way is to use the general English newsletter
Yep.
and to add, if you have time, 1 or 2 or 3 things in your own language.
Oh,
Such that, in fact, your city newsletter would start with what you have written.
sorry, didn't get to end.
We'll continue with the main English section. And perhaps we'll have categories that you can sub-English newsletter or the whole or whatever, I don't know. Depends on how it... So it would, in fact, the English newsletter would be a basis for the newsletter of any language.
Yes. Oops.
I don't know,
Your
yeah,
voice
if
came
that's
before your image.
an idea.
Ilya was asking about if we can put articles in other languages within the news. That was the question, the suggestion?
No, the suggestion was more general. In addition to the technical part, we should also think about the content part. What kind of articles we want, and just a very general suggestion. What would be the most important life extensionist article that we would put everywhere, that you won't be ashamed of? For example, I don't know, the letter to Colombian government that everybody wants to read, something like that. And the question of the technical platform becomes secondary, that we can distribute the same content everywhere on different platforms. So also on friendly sites.
Oh, maybe I have some information that can help to solve or to add to the suggestion. With the news module, we can filter in many ways the information that is inside of it, and with this filter information, we can create the website, the newsletter we need, for example. So I don't know. It also have some some curious features. You can put an attribute to the article. I mean, that says that it is a feature article. For example, if you go to edit article, you'll find a checkbox that says feature article. Well, I don't know, somewhere. Here, feature article. If that's a feature article, we can create another page in which only the feature articles appear. As I told you, this presentation is very small because the news module have a lot of options. We can, the first thing we have seen is we can put the same module in different pages. That's something curious. And but we can even create these modules in a way that news are not shared among the different pages, for example, but yes, among the different websites. Now there are many things we can do, and with all those capabilities, I think we can meet the expectations of Ilya. I think yes. I know.
So perhaps we cannot go into all the details right now, So yes, like Didier, if we have big questions, and we will perhaps not answer them, but at least ask them right now, and then we can continue on the ILA website, the Facebook group. We can make a poll or whatever is suitable, or perhaps even a connected longevity website to ask what we want to have. You know, we can use it that way. So Didier, you had a question.
No, well, I didn't have really a question. I just made a remark that I like the idea to have first a short text in the local language and then more information in English on one website. And for me, all this explanation you gave, you two, I think it's great, especially when you have each website in one main language or something like that. But just now, I had also a poorly technical question for the next the meeting about the newsletter. It's here or it's another place? I am because I have then if it's here I have to add people, otherwise I have to leave you.
Exactly. So I think it should be here, and some of us, or maybe almost all of us, should perhaps leave and go to YouTube if we want to continue to watch the newsletter discussion. Because there is only room for 10 people.
Sorry, I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, so I actually need to head off in a few minutes, but I'm just wondering, have any talks about the area of activism or kind of promoting research for SENS for this particular talk?
I didn't hear, sorry.
You want me to repeat that? Hello?
Yes, so your question is more, what can an association do, an organization do for longevity?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
So on the top of the ILA Facebook group, there are many people who expressed the will to do something, so we are going to contact them, a few people, and see what comes out of it. And also, if you look we wrote, and mainly Ilya, about what was done during 2013, you will see that many projects have been done last year, and I think that a lot of them can be done at a local level. For example, lobbying, meeting researchers, and seeing the link between what they do and longevity. But we can also discuss it later. Did anyone have a very urgent question? Maybe I will go to YouTube, and I will come back if there is room, but I will let others go to the newsletter.
Okay.
Thanks.
Edward, I have a technical problem because I cannot invite people, I think.
Please, you can now. Now you can.
Yeah, you're sure? I don't know where I'm supposed to go.
Plus at the top, plus.
Yeah.
I can do it if you give me the names. I know, or you can copy them on the side, and I can do it.
Yeah, because I think I cannot do it.
If you just give them by email the link.
Yeah. Okay, I put the names first. The names are there.
Okay.
Okay, and I will send also an email.
Hello, Liz.
Hello, how are you?
Fine,
so I'm hello, hi Liz. And then,
hello.
But if we are 10, it's not possible. So either I leave, or perhaps who leaves?
I will leave to let Dasha in.
Dasha
is
No. Is it already newsletter?
Yes, it's beginning for the newsletter now. Yes.
Okay, then I went in because Dasha is here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can leave if you like.
No, I can go back to watching it live on YouTube. That's fine.
I just got in. I can go back to YouTube too. If
Okay.
7. No, there are two.
That's bold. That's bold.
terribly.
Okay. Everyone has been invited, Didier.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I am leaving in order to leave room and perhaps come back.
Well, yeah. 2, 4, 6, 8.